All right, hey everyone, welcome to a special World Cup edition of Youth Vlog, and we have a very special guest with us here today. It's Ty. Everybody say hi to Ty. Why don't you introduce yourself for us?
My name is Ty. I currently do youth at KingsGate, and I'm a semi-pro footballer, and I am a lover of Jesus Christ.
So, first things first, I wanted to test our footballing skills against one another, because you said you're semi-pro, I'm also pretty good, sort of. But first off, the most basic and important of skills is keep-ups in football, as you know. So I want us to see who can do the most keep-ups with a variety of different balls. First off, the standard of football. Off you go. You can go first. Here we go.
Ooh, okay.
Here it is.
I think I can be here all day.
6.5 hours later.
What number do you think will beat you?
I'm pretty good, but...
I just feel like I can keep this up all day. Eyes closed.
Okay. Oh no! Oh, Ty. No.
What do you got?
Here we go. The professional. Right, here we go. Here we go. We're going all day. Like you said, Ty. All day. Eyes closed.
Hands behind
Easy
your back.
peasy. I'm actually doing much better than I thought I was going to do. There we go. That was all right. There we go. The pressure was on.
Good start.
Good start, good start.
start.
Okay, let's see what we got next. How about the little toy football? How are you feeling about that?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm confident.
Confident. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh.
No, no.
Okay. Okay. What was that? Like
you can do better than that. Yeah, I think
Five-ish?
so.
I don't know.
You can do better than
We'll
that.
count it later. Here we go.
Yes.
Thank you.
I heard England was looking for a new striker.
Do you want to hear something really depressing? Harry Kane's younger than me. All right. Next up, the tennis ball.
Ooh.
Very tricky, this one. You know what? It's definitely better than I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to be lucky to get like 3, I think.
My surprises.
Also a football, but not really. Let's be honest.
American football.
An American football.
American football.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I've choked. I've really choked.
This might be my moment.
It's only about 5.
Yeah.
6, 7. Oh.
I'll take it. I'll take it. And the last one.
Tried it.
Showboating. Went for it. Didn't happen.
Go on. Looks comfortable. Looks comfortable.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
I was in a proper flow there. Man, that's so cool.
Brilliant.
Right. Should we get on with the rest of today?
Let's do it.
Great, so before we get into some deeper stuff today, want to hear your World Cup predictions, because, you know, at time of recording, we're a few days in to the World Cup. England have smashed their first game.
Yes, true.
Ty, is it coming home?
I can't say it's coming home. I don't actually support England. Sorry, guys. I really like Brazil. Brazil's my team.
So Brazil looked pretty good last night, actually. So you're picking Brazil to win?
I would say yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely.
I'm gonna stick and be patriotic and say it's coming home. I mean, if it does come home, this video is gonna be glorious. If it doesn't, never mind, nothing's changed. So what is your story then of getting into football? How did you get into it, and how did that all
Basically, I was about 7 years old, and my dad actually used to take me to play with his, I think he was playing for a team or with his mates, can't really remember. And I remember doing like my first skill move,
Yeah.
Cruyff turn with my weaker foot.
Yeah.
And one of the men went sliding out because they thought I was shooting. I passed the ball, someone finished, and they told me how good I was and how good I could be. And I remember that day, I truly went, maybe this is what I want to do.
Yeah, Cool. And so where did it go from there? Because you're now playing semi-professionally. What's your kind of your journey kind of through your teenage years and to where you are now?
Well, for me, at a young age, maybe from about 9, I was traveling with a organization called like Brazilian Soccer School. That's why I like Brazil as well. But we used to play futsal, and they sort of trained us and took us to England to play football and over to America and the States. And I think I sort of fell in love with it there. And I remember I already decided at that time that's what I wanted to be. And we went and done a lot of things like that, but it actually got the attention of my national team's academy.
Yep.
So been playing for Bermuda's academy 11 until 19. So a lot of international matches. I actually was at West Ham from about 11 years old to 15. And I remember, obviously it's a lot of ups and downs in football, natural.
Yeah.
I couldn't really commit to traveling from Bermuda to England back and forth. And I just decided I needed to come out to England where football's at.
Yeah.
Follow my dream,
Yeah.
I already had lots of opportunity. Peterborough United, trials, Derby County, Mansfield. I've been at a lot of places and I've been through like the international academies and stuff, and it's not led me, I would say, to my main goal from childhood, but it's very enjoyable doing something that I love and getting paid for it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, get paid for doing something you love. That's
exactly
awesome. Yeah. So you mentioned, as you introduced yourself, Jesus is a big part of your life. So what's your story of coming to faith and your story with God and Jesus?
My story started off from that dream of wanting to be a footballer. So that day that I told you about, my first day when I actually decided I wanted to play football, I also that day had, in that experience, I believed in God. I can't really tell you how or why, but that experience actually, in my mind, taught me that God was real. But growing up, I never really had any Christians around me, never went to church, nothing like that. So my journey of finding the truth was by myself. I basically would go from all the things like zodiac signs and the law of attraction, things like that. I was just trying to figure out where God actually was, in a sense. And I went through a spell in my later years playing semi-professionally, and I kept realizing every time I would play football and I would achieve something, I would get in a place of like complete emptiness. It was like, and I felt when I got to this, when I won this cup, when I trialed for this team and I done well, I thought that was going to be good and I thought I was going to be okay. But each time, it always led me to feel empty. It's like, oh well, I thought this was supposed to make me happy. The world, everyone tells me, oh yeah, good footballer, you should be happy. But I wasn't, and it always led me to, because I sacrificed so much, everyone would always come to me and be like, oh, why are you still training, and why don't you drink with us, and why don't you smoke with us, things like that. And I was always saying, no, this is what I want, and I'm gonna follow it.
Yeah.
And later on in my life, I started to let those voices creep into my head again. And I went, you know what, well, if I should be like this, everyone else gets to do it. And whenever I say I was injured or I would get a rejection when I was younger, it became like for me, like a reaction, a release. So I would party, I would go from a very young age, drinking and stuff like that, and it just wasn't ever filling me. And I couldn't figure out why or how it was filling me, why it wasn't filling me, sorry. And later on, I remember I had a back-to-back injury after lockdown. And when I realized this, after a lot of hard work, I came back, I was fitter, stronger, I got injured. And I remember the first time, because I just started to come to church and learn about God and learn about Jesus in particular. And I remember, you know what, God, I trust you. I believe that you still have a purpose, and I believe that you have a reason for this happening. As soon as I came back, injured the same leg.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
It was like, well, I did nothing wrong. How did this happen to me? I haven't done anything. Everyone else was doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and I was still focused. And I remember like it was yesterday. I had a spell maybe like of a month. I started to really learn more and more about God, learn about Jesus, but I had this little, I couldn't let him fully in. So because I couldn't let him fully in, I couldn't really have a relationship with him properly, because I still wanted to have control. So when I actually gave my life to Jesus was after about a month of saying, you know what, I can do it my own way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it my own way. I know you're real, I believe you, but I'm gonna do it my own way. And it was the worst month of my life.
Really?
Worst month of my life. So I actually remember, clear as day, I always tell everybody about this. On the third night of going out, I was going out clubbing, drinking, doing everything wrong you could do. Each night I came back feeling worse, but the third night I was really, really low. And I just decided, when I got home, I remember I got on my knees and I said, God, I can't do myself. I can't do myself. Please just take it from me. I give you my life. I don't know what to do. And literally, instantly the next morning, when I woke up, everything was clear. Everything was, the whole storm was gone.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for how he's blessed me, because it was literally the lowest of the low, highest of the high. And my whole life was changed.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does, now that you have found faith and have a relationship with Jesus, how does football and faith, how's that all kind of intertwined for you?
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because a lot of the people you meet in football are not, they're not followers of God. They're not living very, very good lives. So sometimes I have to be quiet in the changing room. Sometimes I can't really take part in the conversations because it's just not what I want, not what I'm into. But I found that it's so many people that actually need saving in this sport, and it's a different element for me, because it's not about preaching them, but it's about how your actions. Do you react when that person kicks you? Do you say bad things to the ref when you said something wrong? So it's about like it's being a proper role model for others, bringing the kingdom into the game, and instead of being negative, because we know what happens when something happens in a game. Everyone wants to shout and scream and throw swear words and bad things around. But I've found God wants me to bring into the game positivity, helping people believe, and overall, just even though it's a football pitch, even though it's a game, making sure people remember that it's a game.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to enjoy it, and you're supposed to be a team.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's more about, it's about bringing the kingdom into the game. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's definitely, I think, the biggest thing.
Yeah, sure. And you mentioned about rejection earlier, which is something that's not just doesn't just happen in football. You know, we all have to deal with rejection in different ways in all different areas of life. How have you found dealing with rejection? What do you do to help deal with that?
Well, I feel like it's really important to not get hung up on everyone else's opinion of you. This is in football and in life, because I feel like the world will tell you what you should be. And usually people will tell you what you should be because that's what they want to be. So I think the dealing with rejection is remembering and knowing what God said about you. You're already valued. You don't have to do anything. God already loves you, and He cares for you, and it doesn't matter what you do. It's not going to change how He feels about you.
Yeah. Well, it's all great advice. Thank you so much for your time, Ty.
No
and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Hey, thanks so much for watching KingsGate Youth here on YouTube. Make sure you like the video, maybe leave us a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. If you can't get enough KingsGate Youth, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well at kingsgate.youth. We'll catch you in the comments.